Hello everyone, welcome to my reaction to Heartstopper Season 3, Episode 1. The day's finally arrived. I didn't know if I was going to react to Season 3 or not. If you've been following my channel for a while, things didn't go well with it. And I haven't filmed a reaction since December, so it's been a long bloody time. And I did kind of think like I was done. I may post this, I may not. Have to see how I feel about it afterwards. I don't even know if I'm any good anymore, so let's find out. I don't have like a ring light or anything, so apologies that the video quality is not going to be great. I can't remember if I've set up OBS right to record the episode itself, so it could just be a disaster from the off. I don't know if my sound's right. I don't think I own pens anymore. I don't have a desk or anything, so it could fall off at any minute. I can't take notes. It could be disastrous, but we're going to find out anyway. I was obviously always going to watch it, but reactions to it were up in the air. But I love the show so much. It's so wholesome, so needed. And I'm not lying to you, this year's been fucking dreadful. I need something to lift my spirits. I think this will be that. So if we can kind of share in that joy, it would be great. I think Heartstopper is probably the best experience I ever had reacting on the channel. So if I was going to come back for any show, it would have to be this one. This isn't like a full-blown return or anything. I probably will just disappear into my cave forever after this, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe if we get a series 4, obviously, but it's Netflix and I don't trust them, so I will truly never forgive them for taking Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows from me, but for this they can stay. Once Heartstopper's done, Netflix are never getting a penny from me again. But yeah, I'm very excited to carry on with the shows. It's going to happen this season. I have actually read the comic, the graphic novel, up to volume 5, so I do know what to expect from this season and what topics they're going to be covering, so this is going to be fucking painful, but in the best way. I'm excited to see the cast smash it. It's so strange to have watched them like grown up in real time, and like Joe's in a Marvel show right now, which I've really enjoyed. Kit's on Broadway right now, and Joe was also, he did Broadway earlier in the year. I saw a video of Rhea, who plays Imogen, singing. She was in Cabaret, and holy shit, she's got a great voice. Obviously Yasmin has been in Doctor Who this past year on a few occasions. Will has like a band and everything, so they're all just high on life, and I'm very happy to kind of have seen that and to have watched Heartstopper when it first came out. And yeah, I feel like a proud dad or a proud big brother almost. And I know that as they've grown up, Heartstopper's kind of grown up with them, and I think this is going to be a much more mature season, which I'm very excited for, particularly kind of knowing what's coming. They set a lot of things in motion with the last season, obviously, but I feel like it's still going to have the Heartstopper seal of wholesomeness that I'm here for personally. Just the whole brand of it. It's such a comfort show, even when it delves into like some darker topics, and I think season 3 is definitely going to do that, and I'm actually kind of here for it. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to continue on. I feel like I'm really going to feel the absence of Olivia Colman, I won't lie. I know she wasn't in it loads anyway, but yeah, it's kind of sad that we're not going to be getting her this season, particularly with one scene that I'm sure we'll talk about when that appears, if I continue reacting to it. But yeah, I think I've blabbed on enough, so apologies if this isn't the most professional or well put together reaction that I've ever done. I don't have that kind of setup anymore. I have to just record when it's daytime and go from there. So if I do film the rest of the series, it'll be slow going because I can't just record it at night like I normally would when I had my flat and everything. So either way, good to see you all again if you are coming back. Hello if you're new. Let's get into it. That was me all this past summer.
I want you to feel the same way too eventually. But I don't want
He
you
already does.
Stop spying on me.
Stop declaring your love so loudly then. I'm shocked you haven't said it already. You don't think he feels the same? He's literally obsessed with you.
He is. Who could this be? If it's Ben, I'll punch him. It's not Ben.
Should we go? Yeah.
Oh, it's just so good to have them back. The world is right again.
Can't you let me win one time? No, I'm faster. I need the winner got
kicked out of my house. Oh, last night you hopped in your face. Living with you is like a dream.
Wholesome. Urgh.
Heads up!
Look at this squad. What books will Isaac read this season? I must know.
Well, I did tell you not to bring all that. And bring in the fan.
Horny on main.
I love you.
Oh, I think it's too early for me to say that. Sorry.
Oh, that's not how it will go.
You coming? Hi. Maybe in a bit. Okay.
I don't go in the sea.
Just
Mm.
over.
How far they've come.
Official girlfriend. We've only been dating for like 3 weeks, but it's been a whirlwind.
It's £4.98, please.
Sure. Ow. See, I got 1 too, so we're matching. Look, you for L.
Aww.
Happiest thing. We're so ridiculous. I love it.
Me too. Ugh! It's already too much for me. It's already too much wholesomeness.
I want to say the words I love you. You know I get stressed out of this stuff.
Oh yes, I am very aware. Well, why don't you just sit here staring at him all day instead then?
I'm not staring. I'm not staring.
I don't really get the appeal.
What with anyone?
No, not really. You think I'm amused?
Isn't that slick?
Immune's an interesting way of saying
Very
that.
sexual, then.
Probably aromantic too.
I don't really know what that is.
Aw.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, wholesome!
And if you can say that to
I
me,
love that the
then
show
say it
just
to them.
unapologetically shows like close friendships as well. It's not just like the romances.
Guess I'm a slow eater today.
Oh, it's how you're probably not going to see her for 5 whole minutes.
Isaac is just reading everyone for filth.
The honeymoon period won't last forever.
It might. Charlie, I hope you're not also having a summer of romance.
Oh, Tao, you've got nothing to worry about. Your hair looks good now, it's fine.
She's been chatting to her gran a bit on the phone and she wants Darcy to live with her. Not that I want Darcy to move out or anything, it's just been a bit, you know.
I think it's good to have space, especially when you're that young.
When someone you love's in trouble, do anything to help them.
Someone you love.
Guess we've just been distracted by.
Oh, he's been looking it up and everything.
You're doing your best.
Yeah, so he.
We're going to see again, please.
Another great friendship moment. Oh, it's like season 1 when you watched them at the dance. It's like a magic trick. It's gonna make this sandcastle disappear. Charlie's shorts are like a very similar colour to the shirt Nick was wearing when he came out to his mum. I don't know if that was intentional or not. It's just interesting. They always do this at the beach, don't they?
I need to talk to you about something. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I think you have an eating disorder. I've been doing some research and yeah, I know you don't want me to try and fix you or anything. I'm just trying. I don't think I do. I know that I've got some issues.
Phase 1, denial.
Is that what you wanted to talk about as well?
He looks fucking freezing. It's supposed to be a really hot day, but the UK's never warm. Oh.
I think David's stolen my goggles.
Oh, fucking David.
Whole weeks.
I forgot about David.
It'll be a movie after. Only if it's not Marvel. Ah, yes. Forgot you have no taste. Hey.
That's got to be an in-joke, right?
You should try living with your gran. You might have more space if you lived with her.
I don't need more space. I live with my dream girlfriend.
Maybe she needs space.
Maybe you could just try it because
It's okay. We'll try it. I'll call her.
yeah.
I love you too.
I like that it's not, they have adult conversations even if they're really young, because like
Thank you.
people do have these conversations that young.
Everything.
Are you sure you don't need any help?
No.
Jesus.
I need to do that for my girlfriend.
This is me when I cook, to be fair. I can't judge.
Let's not burn down my house, huh? Or we can have a romantic candlelit Domino's.
Just, I want
Oh,
everything to be perfect
ideal
this
date for
summer.
me.
You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't want to lose you.
How? Let me treat you this time.
Oh. That toast looks amazing. Oh. Nick has a picture with Tao in it on his wall. Like, progress. Mom! Even Nelly ships them.
I love you.
Anyway, I can walk myself home. Bye.
Oh, Charlie. Picks his moments, doesn't he? Go after him, Nicholas.
Clothes.
That would help, I think, yeah. Don't get arrested.
Such an idiot.
No, you're not. Precious cinnamon roll.
Charlie! Oh, you said it when I was in the shower. No, I swear.
And you don't have to say it back. I just wanted to tell you because you're going away and I won't see you for a few weeks.
Because I love you too.
Yes.
I love you so much.
Yes, he does. And I love their love. Me and who?
You're still down.
You're the one who said I love you for the first time when I was in the shower.
Oh, I do.
Why are we like this? Because you're Charlie.
That's what I was going to say.
And you love me. And I love you.
And the world is right. Well, I hope she's alright with it. I hope she understands. Hopefully Darcy can kind of find a home to belong in with her gran.
So in love that you're gonna walk to my house with no shoes on.
Yeah, that's how in love I am. I think you'd do the same for me.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know if I'd do that for anyone. I'm not going to lie. Well. As ever, it just flew by. Another really great episode. A great start to this series, I think. Just again, the kind of slow reintroduction to the characters, seeing a bit of where we are now, but a tiny bit of progression with some characters as well, which is always good. And it's one of the big moments in a relationship is obviously saying I love you for the first time. And I really liked how they kind of portrayed that here with Nick and Charlie, and I like that. God, my voice just died. I like that with Charlie's side of it, they actually have him like practicing, and he so much as like tells Isaac, I want to say I love you. He talks about Victoria and everything at the start as well. We clearly can see, and we are told that Charlie wants to say it and thinks it and feels it. And then with Nick, he's never said out loud like, I want to tell Charlie that I love him, or I feel this kind of way, and yet we know he does. I like that, with Charlie it's said to us and we're told it, and we know it, and with Nick, it's still shown to us and we still know it, but they're not outright saying it. I think that's really clever, I think, in terms of just, I think, performance standpoint, because obviously Kit needs to sell that in his body language and his expressions. that, they both clearly love each other, but they can express it in different ways, and I guess ways neither of them could predict, given that Charlie decided to wait until Nick was in the shower to tell him and then run off. The perfect kind of Heartstopper sort of chaos. I remember kind of reading that moment in the comics and thinking that was very funny, and I really like seeing it adapted. It is great to kind of, know quite far in advance what's coming, I guess, with the Heartstopper story, because, I was completely clueless in season 1, maybe series 2. I can't remember if I'd read stuff in series 2. I think I had. I'd read a bit. I don't think was fully caught up, but either way, kind of knowing what's coming is also kind of a fun way of watching the show, because I think there are a few things they'll change up. Obviously, like characters like Tao and Elle, Tara and Darcy, they're like the most background of the background characters, for most of the comics, and the show really kind of brings them forward as like main characters, which I really love it for. So all of that kind of stuff, we don't necessarily know where it's going to go. But it's always satisfying to see like an iconic moment from something you've loved kind of then adapted on TV or a movie or something, and it's nice to kind of have that feeling with Heartstopper now. And I think that's just kind of adding to the level of a comfort show that it is, because it's not like you're super anxious about what's going to happen next and is everything going to go wrong. Because even when stuff does, it's going to be alright. Charlie's going through some stuff. He's kind of nervous and has that vision of like Nick not saying it back to him. But we know he's going to, and even though we can kind of understand Charlie's emotions there and his doubts, we still know everything's going to be alright, and the tension's still there. But we also know like it's going to be fine, and that's okay, which is a very particular Heartstopper kind of brand. Because I think in most other shows, it'd be like, we know everything's going to be fine. Why am I don't care about this. I'm not emotionally invested, but I still am. I don't know how they do it. It's just that magic, the Heartstopper magic. So yeah, I love that whole kind of story with them finally saying I love you. Very, very wholesome. It's just great to see this cast again and to see how much they've grown and changed and matured with their characters, and the show kind of changing with them. So yeah, that was great. I think they're getting better and better at communicating things between them. Nick's very obviously aware that something's not right with Charlie. Charlie, I think, still very much denying that there is something going on with him. He's kind of shrugging it off, downplaying it a lot, but we as the audience still see that he's struggling. Nick can clearly see that he's struggling, and that is probably the thing I'm most intrigued to see them explore more for the rest of this series. So that was great. Tao and Elle are brilliant together as well. I love, again, it's just that self-conscious nature of basically everyone, isn't it? I'm a very self-conscious person. So, seeing Tao worried that Elle would like lose interest in him and he has to keep impressing her, once she kind of goes off to her like fancy college art thing that she's doing, relatable. I am constantly anxious about, do people actually like me? Are people still my friend? Have I picked up on a bad vibe? I might catch them on a bad day and, they'll just say like a one-word message to me or something, which is hilarious because I just send one-word messages all the time because I just hate messaging. But, if someone will send that to me and be like, oh my God, they hate me now. They've never liked me at all. So I totally get like some concerns that like characters like Charlie and Tao do have. But seeing him be nervous about that and Elle reassure him, even and him just being, it's funny that he could be an absolute disaster when he's like trying to cook that meal, but also quite sweet with the the bracelets and stuff, and that he really wants to be a romantic and cherish Elle and everything. It's just very sweet and wholesome, as is their way. And to kind of see where they started off at the start of the show to now, and then being very comfortable in their relationship and still in the honeymoon phase, and I'm sure that'll be kind of tested and challenged as this series goes on. But yeah, it's just a great kind of recap to them. They're very smitten, as Nick and Charlie are, as well as Tara and Darcy are. So yeah, that was all really good with those two as well. And I am intrigued. I assume we are going to reach the point in this season where Elle does go off to that college. And, what does that mean? Are we going to explore kind of them more as individuals rather than just in their relationship? Are we going to see them spend time apart this season? There's so many different things they can do with that, and I'm very excited for. So everything with them was great. I love Tao's mum being like, "Don't burn my house down." Hilarious. Tao's mum's great. Good stuff with them. Tara and Darcy's relationship is well. Darcy went through so much at the end of last season with her mum and everything, and it's nice that she seems to have a very supportive person in her life with her gran who wants, her to come and stay with her. So that's great, and I'm hoping that's going to kind of be like a healing journey, I guess, for Darcy this series. And I totally get where Tara's coming from. I wouldn't want, like 15, 16 or whatever. You wouldn't want your partner to be living with you full time, or certainly not for an extended period. You do need a personal life and, your personal space, particularly that young, but, it's not like you're married with kids or anything like that, they're not at that stage yet, and they might be in the future, but I think it's very important to not have every part of your life kind of tied to who you're romantically involved with. So I totally see Tara's side of things, and I get her wanting that. I'm glad she expressed that to Darcy, and Darcy kind of understood, I think, and is at least willing to. Oh God, my laptop's gonna die. At least willing to give Tara that space that she needs and give it a chance at her grans to see if that's something that might be a more suitable living situation for her. So, adult conversations, they're being honest with each other and upfront, and they're taking actions towards, making things better. I like that they do have, the cringe moments of like Tao giving Elle the bracelets, and, they have all those classic teen tropey romance things, but they're also very realistically portrayed with the fact that you may be this young and in a relationship this young, but you do have those kind of adult real conversations. Shit can get real no matter what age you are, and I like that Heartstopper is very realistic about that. There'll be other shows where all they're concerned about is, oh my god, is he cheating on me with someone else, or blah 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 blah. And I like that Heartstopper doesn't lean into that useless, annoying trope of like being over dramatic teen relationships. There's a lot of realism injected in there. Obviously, there's a bit of it is clearly romanticized because that's the nature of the show, and I think that's what the show needs to be. But it isn't afraid of the shit hitting the fan and getting real. And I like that even just episode 1, where it's kind of like a reintroduction to everyone, things are chill. They're still having those adult conversations going on. The same with like some more friendship moments, which I really love that the show highlights. I love the scene with Charlie and Isaac at the beach, where Isaac kind of talks about, being asexual and aromantic with Charlie. And just a detail like Charlie not really understanding what that might mean, and then him researching it. Wholesome. I love it. Just listen to people. I love those little friendship moments. Again, just a really serious discussion. And I really like that Isaac, he likes getting involved in the drama when it's not his, and he loves just giving people shit for their relationships and stuff, but I don't think he enjoys necessarily being the centre of attention, and he's not like, I don't need everyone to, know all these things about me. I know that they'd accept them, and that's good enough for me. I like that he's kind of at that place. I think he seems a lot more comfortable and settled on who he is and his identity compared to last season, where he was really questioning things and trying to learn a bit more about himself. So it's great to see him seemingly in a better place with himself. I love that, Charlie just being as wholesome as he always is, and very kind of receptive and attentive when Isaac kind of trusted him with that information. That was really nice. And then Tara and Nick had a nice conversation as well, talking about the future, talking about their relationships, their long-term commitments, just serious discussions that they need to have with their partners. I like that they kind of have that to lean on each other for. It's a really strong friendship, considering in season 1 they had that little thing where it was like these two used to date when they were like 4 or 5 or whatever it was, and to see them have come on and have like a nice little friendship bond, I hope we see more scenes like that this season. I think we will, because Heartstopper's always been very good at kind of praising and highlighting the friendships just as much as the romances. But yeah, having 2 really good scenes like that in episode 1 gives me a lot to look forward to, I think, going for the rest of this series and seeing what they're going to do with maybe some other friendship pairings. I would love more of Nick and Tao. They had a great stuff last season with them. You know, Tao opening up to Nick about losing his dad and everything. That was one of my favourite scenes in the show, so I really would like to see more of that friendship explored. And I think, you know, if Elle's going to be going to school somewhere else and, you know, the plot kind of advancing in the way I think it's going to, you know, I think there are opportunities to kind of explore that friendship more, which would be really cool to see if they go down that road. So that was great. Other side characters, we saw, you know, Tori very briefly at the start. And again, she's just there to sass Charlie about his relationship. I can't believe you haven't told him already. She's great, love her. And also Imogen and Sahar, that, you know, they were kind of just part of the group. It's nice to see them be part of the group properly, even if they didn't have that much to do in this episode. I'm sure their time will come to explore something that's potentially happening there. They did a bit of a setup at the end of last season, I think, for Imogen and Sahar to maybe have a bit of a connection. So I don't know for sure if they're exploring that. I think they are going to. But, you know, when episodes run like half an hour, you just don't have time to give something to absolutely everyone. And, you know, their presence was enough. And they still had a little moment where Imogen's just said, like, I'm bringing the fun with all these, like, blown up things. Brilliant. Classic Imogen. And I like Sahar kind of being like, for God's sake. I think they bring an interesting balance, those two. So hopefully that is another relationship that gets explored. Whether it is a friendship, whether it is a romance, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that's everything. Obviously, Nelly, just the best dog. I liked her kind of... She was just stood there, like, not only encouraging Charlie to actually tell Nick that he loved him, but encouraging Nick to be like, go after him, you fool, you lovesick puppy, you, and I'm the dog, and you're the lovesick puppy. We have no choice but to stand, basically. The dog is the best character. So yeah, I don't think we had many other, like, side characters in this one. It was a beach episode, and who doesn't love a beach episode of a show? And I think they did kind of draw some parallels to, like, them being at the beach at the end of season 1 as well, with Nick lifting Charlie the way he did. Just a few little moments that kind of I felt were callbacks, but not in a way that's like, you know, applaud us, we referenced an old episode. It's like, look how far we've come. And again, I think Heartstopper's been very good at doing that and kind of reflecting on characters' journeys and, you know, constantly making us aware that these characters have changed so much already and will continue to do so. So, yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about this first episode. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone. Again, I don't have it in me to kind of make notes of stuff anymore, so if I have forgotten something or had a thought, I'm sorry, it's gone. But yeah, that is going to be everything for my reaction, especially because my laptop's about to die and I can't find my charger. Classic me. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything for this first episode. It was really good. Great to see these characters again. Great to jump back into the wholesomeness, and I'm really excited to see where the story's going to go for the rest of this series. And yeah, I really enjoyed watching this first one. If things have run smoothly on the tech side of things and I can actually feasibly put a reaction together, I think I'll probably watch the rest of this series and we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for having me back. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.